Your mornings are quietly shaping your entire existence. Yet most of us miss this truth completely. Every single day you wake up with a choice that will echo through the next 24 hours. The moments between opening your eyes and stepping into the world are not just routine, they are the invisible architecture of your life. When you begin with intention, clarity, and purpose, everything that follows carries that same energy. But when you start scattered, rushed, and disconnected, you drag that heaviness with you until you collapse back into bed, wondering why nothing feels quite right. Consider this carefully. Why do the most transformative spiritual practices happen at dawn? It is not coincidence. The early morning holds something the rest of the day cannot offer. The world is still. Your mind has not yet been bombarded with demands, notifications, and noise. In those quiet hours, you have access to a version of yourself that is unclouded by the chaos that will inevitably come. This is when you can think clearly, reflect deeply, and set your intentions with precision. Yet so many people surrender these precious moments to the snooze button, to their phones, to mindless scrolling that fills their minds with anxiety before they even leave their beds. Then they wonder why peace feels so elusive. The tragedy is not just in missing one morning, it is in the pattern that forms over time. When you consistently ignore the opportunity that dawn presents, you train yourself to live reactively rather than intentionally. You become someone who is always catching up, always behind, always feeling like there is not enough time. But the person who rises early, who takes those first moments to center themselves, to connect with Allah, to plan their day with wisdom, that person walks through life differently. They are not scrambling. They are not anxious. They move with a quiet confidence that comes from starting each day on solid ground. Think about the power of gratitude in these early moments. Before checking messages or worrying about tasks, what if your first thought was appreciation? Appreciation for breath, for consciousness, for another chance to grow and contribute. This simple shift changes everything. Gratitude is not just a pleasant emotion. It is a lens that transforms how you see your entire day. When you begin with recognition of what Allah has given you, rather than worry about what you lack, you step into abundance rather than scarcity. This mental posture determines whether you spend your day grasping or giving, stressed or steady. The same applies to discipline. Your morning is the first test of your willpower. When the alarm sounds and your body wants rest, that moment of choice is training for every difficult decision you will face later. If you cannot win the battle of your bed, how will you win the battles of your goals, your habits, your dreams? Every time you choose to rise when it is uncomfortable, you are building the character that success requires. Discipline is not about being harsh with yourself. It is about loving your future self enough to do what is hard now so that life becomes easier later. Reading something meaningful in the morning is another habit that separates those who drift from those who direct their lives. Whether it is the Quran, sacred texts, or wisdom literature, feeding your mind with depth before the world feeds it with shallowness creates an internal compass. You develop perspective. You remember what matters. Throughout the day, when trivial things threaten to upset you, that morning wisdom whispers truth back to your soul. You stay grounded when others are blown about by every changing wind. Time itself changes quality in the morning. You might have 8 hours in your day, but if they begin scattered, they will feel insufficient. However, when you rise early and move through those hours with focus, those same 8 hours expand. You accomplish more with less effort. There is a blessing in the morning hours that cannot be explained by logic alone. It is as if productivity and peace are woven into the fabric of dawn, waiting for those wise enough to claim them. Yet most people have inverted the natural order of life. They stay awake, late consuming entertainment, numbing themselves with distractions, then wonder why their mornings feel impossible. The night is for rest, for restoration, for preparation. When you rob yourself of proper sleep by filling the late hours with emptiness, You are stealing from the most valuable hours of your tomorrow. This is not morality, it is biology and wisdom combined. Your body and mind need proper rest to function at their highest level. Without it, you are living at half capacity. The cost of neglecting mornings compounds silently over years. You do not notice it day by day, but look back after a decade and you will see it clearly. Missed prayers, abandoned meditation practices, skipped exercise, rushed mornings with family, all these small losses add up to a life half lived. Meanwhile, the person who guarded their mornings has built something magnificent. Their health is stronger. Their relationships are deeper. Their work is more impactful, not because they are more talented, but because they understood that mornings are where life is won or lost. This is your invitation to change everything by changing one thing. Protect your mornings as if they are sacred, because they are. Wake with purpose. Sit in stillness. Express gratitude to Allah. Feed your mind with wisdom. Move your body. Connect with what matters most. Do this before the world makes its demands on you. Do this before you check your phone, before you dive into tasks, before you let the urgency of others dictate your energy. When you do this consistently, you will notice something remarkable. Your life will begin to feel like yours again. You will move through days with clarity rather than confusion, with intention rather than reaction. Your mornings are not just the start of your day, they are the foundation of your entire existence. Build them well, and everything else will stand strong.